This MMA 30 segment is powered by The Gun Store. Next time you're in Las Vegas, if you want to shoot a real machine gun, do it at The Gun Store at 2900 East Tropicana. Dave Fair alongside Dana White here at the UFC 137 press conference. A little bit different day than you expected today.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd one.
So take us through the beginning. You started the beginning of the day today, and then at what point did you start to get an idea that today was going to be a different day than you really expected?
You know, all the things that had happened with Diaz over the week, I really, to be honest with you, I didn't get upset. You know, we get lots of problems. Every day when I get out of bed, problems happen, got to deal with them. You know, this morning I got up, I got dressed, I drove the kids to school, started driving to the gym, and, you know, I just started getting pissed, and I said, that's it, man, this is it. This kid's not going to show up in Vegas, didn't show up in Toronto. What else isn't he going to show up for? Is he not going to show up for the fight? I'm not going to risk that.
So really in the dark when you made that announcement, and one of the most honest moments that I think I've ever seen in sports is when you answered your phone talking to his manager for the first time here at the press conference. That was the first moment that you'd spoken to anyone from his camp, right?
Yeah, no. Well, Caesar's been in the loop through this whole thing. Okay. Caesar's been in the loop, and Caesar, you know, Caesar did everything that he could to make this happen. I mean, I talked to Caesar. I'm like, listen, I talked to Nick. Caesar called me and said, you're going to have to talk to Nick. Nick has completely disrespected me. He snuck out my back door during my son's birthday party so that he didn't have to get on this flight. You're going to have to call him. I called Nick. I left him a message. Then I texted him, and Nick called me back. We had the conversation. He said, I'll be on that flight. I landed in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Got a text from him and said, won't be making that flight. I called him, left him a message, and he's never called me back since. Cesar Gracie then the next day called the office. Talked to somebody at the office, said, I got this thing going again, we'll get him on the plane. And then I called Caesar this morning, and Caesar never called me back until I was on the podium right there talking to you.
What were the first words out of his mouth to you?
He said, I agree. I agree with everything you're doing and everything you're saying. I agree with you. We're embarrassed. I don't even know what to say to you. This is terrible, and, you know, I apologize.
When Nick Diaz does finally get in touch with you, what do you expect his first words to be?
I don't think Nick Diaz is going to try to get a hold of me.
Never?
No. If Nick Diaz wanted to get a hold of me, he should have got a hold of me in the last couple of days, you know?
So George St. Pierre,
I think everybody knows Nick Diaz. I don't see Nick Diaz calling me up going, hey, listen, I'm sorry, give me the fight back. It's just not Nick Diaz.
And even if he did, it's too late now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely too late.
So George St. Pierre is back.
I'm holding another press conference again, and yeah.
These are fun, man.
Yeah, Nick Diaz is back on. Wait, he's not here again. Yeah, no, I'm done.
You said that he looked you in the eye and he lied to you. Could you ever take his word again, or is that trust gone?
I would never accept his word again. Never. And you know what's crazy? I've done business with his brother forever. You know, and his brother is a professional, does everything he says he's going to do. You know, he has his issues here and there where he doesn't call in for a media thing, you know, every once in a while, but I can live with that.
And what about BJ Penn?
We'll figure BJ out. I'll get BJ figured out. Listen, we always deliver. You know that. Yeah. So I'll get on the phone with him after this, talk to him. I'm sure he's freaking out right now, but we'll get it fixed.
Brock Lesnar, Alistair Overeem. How excited are you for that one?
Yeah, I'm pumped. It's a great fight. We finally got, you know, again, the fans have wanted to see Alistair Overeem in the UFC for a long time with the best heavyweights in the world, and now he's here. And, you know, the fans are always captivated by the heavyweights. These are two heavyweights, man. You imagine when these two are standing up here on the stage squaring off, how monstrous and big these two are going to be. I mean, it's a real heavyweight fight, and it's going to be fun.
Alistair Overeem has been criticized by Brock Lesnar's coach, saying that he's crazy for wanting Brock Lesnar in his opening bout in the UFC, especially considering that he was offered, reportedly, a title fight against Junior Dos Santos and Cain Velasquez, the winner of that. Is that true? Was Alistair Overeem offered the winner of that fight early on?
I'm not getting into what everybody said and what everybody did. He was offered the Lesnar fight. Yeah. That's the fight. Yeah, that's the fight he was offered. He was offered the Lesnar fight, we didn't know if Brock was going to be ready.
Right.
That was the thing. We were waiting to see when Brock was going to be ready and when he wanted to fight. Timing has a lot to do with these things, and he and Brock matched up perfect.
And final thing, UFC headed back to Japan. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's been a while, and you know, there was the big boom over there in MMA for years, and since Pride died, it's been pretty dead over there as far as you know, the mixed martial arts go. We're gonna try to bring it back.
Looking forward to that one. That's on February 26th. Dana White, always a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm here at the gun store, and I'm ready to lock and load. They say what happens here stays here. So how about something you'll never never forget.
This is the adult Disney World right here.
Like hitting up the shooting range just a few miles off the strip at the one and only gun store.
I've never shot a gun before, so...
This is going to be great. You're going to like learning to drive at the Indy 500.
Turns out, I'm a natural.
Oh, whoa! That is awesome!
Right.
Sorry.
Machine guns, rifles, Glock, no weapon off limits.
This is probably one of the very few places in the world you can shoot one of these without having someone shoot back at you.
Never shot a gun before? No problem.
There's no license required by you. You just have to be big enough.
Perfect for bachelor or bachelorette parties. Lots of packages to choose from. There's even a VIP range.
We give refreshments. It's private. It's quiet.
Purchase your own at the gun store or just stop by for a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Come right on down here. We'll put a gun in your hand. You can be on the range in 15, 20 minutes. No problem.
I love it.